nature. So if you monotheistic, then you believe that there is one God and we all come from the one. So why is everything on this planet about individuality? Your entire existence is about individuality. Check this out. Y'all all seen it 2 nights ago, whatever the case may be, the blood moon. Whenever it was. Now, in my mind, this is simple. But I know how religiosity in just the mind of a man will take you all over the place without just using the gift that you were given. Watch this. The moon, the blood moon. And I seen a lot of people from all over the country, quoting Bible scriptures and biblical verses, using this to prove some type of point that because of this blood moon at this specific time, and the scripture said it was going to happen, that this is a sign. Okay. First of all, how many of you have ever done any studies on the moon? Do you know anything about it? No. Second of all, the only thing and the first thing that most of us for the last few generations have known about the moon came from the moment when our country landed on the moon. To this day and age, you still got idiots, and I'm sorry, but idiots running around here believing that these people actually landed on the moon. No. It is almost damn near common knowledge and known fact. The United States of America faked the moon landing. I'm about to put y'all up a picture. Look at this. This is what they told y'all that they went to the moon in. Look at this. Y'all see the duct tape right there, bro? Duct tape. Look at this, bro. With $1,000 budget and a couple and just maybe a little help from me, my children could put together something better than this thing. Look at this thing. And y'all believe that this thing went to the moon. Okay, speed up. Okay, so common knowledge, they faked it. What else do you know about it? So if they faked the moon, that means they didn't go. Why didn't they go? Probably couldn't, at least at that particular time. So, one or two things has happened. Either they couldn't go and never did, or they actually did go at some other time and didn't tell us. But from what you know, you don't even know for a fact if anyone has ever even seen the fucking moon. You see it up in the sky and that means something to you. And then you see a blood moon and you say this is a prophecy. And if I tell you they faked it, you'll say impossible. But they can create a fucking hurricane. Do you see how your mind work? You don't believe that they can put a red circle in the sky, or a white one for that matter, but you believe that they can make hurricanes. Well, some of y'all do anyway, and they can. I.e. Haiti, duh. I mean, like Katrina, so to this because it's about to get good. Separative thinking. This is what we are victims of. None of you ever seen the moon. You don't even know it exists and you can't prove it. Now, check this out.
Who built the moon? Like I say, I do recommend it. The way it looks at the anomalies and everything, and the connections between these three bodies. And these mathematical, geometrical connections only apply to these three bodies in the solar system. They don't play out against the other.
Okay, now y'all see that? These are scientists, NASA scientists, people that work on spaceships and stuff. The things that supposedly went to the moon and didn't. And have you ever seen like those fancy spaceships that the people actually get on and they blew up for they? Them things look wonderful. What is the little raggedy thing that jumped on the moon? These people crazy and y'all believe anything. These are scientists that work for NASA. And they said it is easier to explain the non-existence of the moon. The other person said the coordinates are impossible for it to be what they say it is and where they say it is. Now, is this a reputable source? I personally think so because I've seen several documents like this and I've already done the research on it. I spent a few months on the moon, so I already know from my take on what my take is. But what I'm saying is this, and this is David Icke, and a lot of people, y'all will look him up and then y'all say, oh, this the alien guy. How you gonna believe anything he said? Well, if I ask most of y'all one-on-one, do you believe in aliens? Y'all will say, well, it's got to be something out there. Make up your mind. Do I believe everything he says? No. What idiot believes everything anyone says? It's not what we're here for. We're truth seekers. You take what you can, you throw the rest out. Do I believe some of the things he says? Yes, because they line up with other stuff. Then some people will say, well, he a white dude. I don't listen to white dudes. I beg to differ. You listen to one all the way up until you graduated high school and probably through college. And have no problem with a thing. You think you smart because a piece of paper the white people gave you. But when I bring up some facts from a lecture, or we pro-black, all of us, man, knock it off. Y'all just play too much. Anyway, back to the moon. My position is this. Do I know if that is accurate? No. But it raises a question. A potential possibility that something is not right about the moon. And when you got all of these things adding up, then I say, wait a minute. All I got to do is use a little deductive reasoning and put myself in the right area. This is a sun planet. Check this out. Look at this. Wait, here we go. I Google how hot is the sun. Bro told me at the core of the sun, gravitational attraction produces immense pressure and temperature, which can reach more than 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, 15 million degrees Celsius. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to say it again. 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. Bro. When they get 100 degrees outside, the ladies come outside there and they're naked, and dudes be like, I ain't even going out till the sun go down. 27 million degrees Fahrenheit is how hot the sun get. And y'all believe that a meteor can come through and crash on the earth. A hot ass rock, which is what a meteor is, it's hot rock, is gonna come through a fucking 27 million degrees and still stay a rock and then crash onto our planet. Now y'all saying, what the fuck does all this have to do with anything? It just shows the way your mind works. You accept anything. The sun is 27 million degrees. Ain't no rock just finna fall through all that damn heat and hit the ground. But you believe this happens because they tell you it happens. Why? Why you go to school and you got 7, 8 different subjects, taught by 7, 8 different teachers? Individuality. Life goes like this. There's a history. The things that happen. If you don't know the past, you doomed to repeat it, they say. So you should be taught your history. The accurate history of the things that actually happen. Those are not refutable. Why are there so many discrepancies on what our history is? Why? Why isn't there one clear cut, this is what happened? Then you got math. Then you got science. Then you got... All of these things are what? A way of life. You should know science. You should know math. You should know what happened. And of course, reading and writing, because you have to communicate. Why isn't this all taught in one classroom with one fucking teacher? And when one teacher get tired, another teacher can rotate right in front of that same class with that same subject. Why are we graded on whether we're adequate enough to know the things that our elders are obligated to teach us? They want you to think that people are smarter and dumber, and no, it's teaching. If everybody sat down from the giddy up and given the exact same everything, whatever advancement there is just by naturality. It's not anything that really matters. And it shouldn't be looked at as like, okay, well, you're faster, you get a medal. Why? You get an A, you get a B, you get a C. Isn't it the teacher's responsibility to make sure that everyone leaves with an A? And if not the teacher, then doesn't it fall on the curriculum makers or providers of the curriculum? Why doesn't it? Because individuality is what you are born into. A world that promotes separative thinking. It's why you say things like, that ain't my problem, I don't care. It's why you say things like, well, I'm not racist, but I'm not in it. It's why you say things like, I know black people shouldn't celebrate Christmas. That's the white man's holiday. But I just do it for the kids. Well, first I'd be interested in knowing what's the black man's holiday. And that's the equivalent of saying, son, we shouldn't run in the bank, but we just doing it for the rent. Like, because you put things into different boxes and think one thing don't matter to the next. Why? Why you keep saying separative thinking? Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this lecture. It's almost 7 a.m. I want to go to sleep. Not really, I don't care. But check it out though. When you wake up every morning, what do you wake up to? You take your head off of your pillow. It's a little box. What is the mattress you sleep on? You sleep in a box. How about the dresser on the nightstand that holds your car keys and the things from last night? It's a box. Drawers. Boxes. Turn on the television is the first thing most of us do. What is your television? It's a big ass box. What about those of us who play the video game? You turn on the video game. Everything is sectioned off in little boxes. You turn on Netflix, a bunch of little boxes. You walk into your kitchen, your cabinets, little boxes. You go into the bathroom, you walk through a box. Starting to get the picture here. Your refrigerator, a box. Freezer, box. Stove, box. You get into a vehicle, what is it? A box. You roll down the windows, box. Oh, this nigga tripping. No. You all don't understand the importance of power and control. Think about your household. Let's simplify this. It's your house, you be quick to this is my house, I pay the bills, right? Then it's safe to say that everything in your house is the way you want it. Because it's your house. If you don't like the color orange, are you going to allow orange furniture in your house and sleep on it every night? It's your house. It's your property, your vehicle, your whatever. The things that belong to you are exactly the way you prefer for them to be, or what? Or you get rid of them. I.e., curriculum change, religious scriptures change. Several different kings have their own version of the Bible. Why? These are called adjustments. House cleaning. The 66 books missing from the Bible. Adjustments. So, I say that to say this. If there wasn't a purpose for all the boxes, they wouldn't be here. Your closet is a box. You keep your shoes in a shoe box. Think about it. Your cell phone is a little box. Why are these things this way? How do you enter this planet? How do you come into this world? You come right out your mommy. Not out a man rib. You come out your mama. Just don't listen to the Bible this time. And what the first thing they do to you? Soon as they take you from your mother, which is intentional, that is the most critical moment in a child's life as soon as it is removed and separated from the umbilical cord. And then the first thing the doctor does is take the baby and put it in a little box. And the baby's entire existence is crib, box, 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 box. Your cereal, box. Everything. How you leave this planet? They dig a square hole in the ground and drop your ass in it in a box. Because through the door, you are taught individuality and separative thinking. What is sports? They tell you it's about the team. Then why do they chart how many points each player scores? It shouldn't matter who had the most points. You should never tell the team that if it's about equality. Just like it shouldn't matter who got A, B's, and C's in class. Unless the people who are in charge are setting the tone for something. There are no accidents. You can't, look behind me. Movie cases, boxes. The movie shelves, the picture frames, boxes. Your calendar, your bills, the envelope your bills come in. Why did they choose this design for everything? The windows you look out of, why? Box, box, box. And y'all gonna get fancy and say something about if you look at building and understand shapes and structures, then this is the best shit. Okay, well, who figured that out? The builders, they was the masons. Okay, well, yeah, they keep secrets. And you do know that masons build according to sacred geometry. They don't just wing it. The equivalent of why the ancestors lined up the pyramids a certain way to interact with the heavens, line up with the constellations by design for a purpose. People don't do things for nothing. We do, y'all do. But people in power, there's nothing you see in your existence that is just because. It is all done intentional to fit a particular paradigm, to fit a thought process and a goal. The books you read are boxes. They send you to the library, little cubbies, little boxes. Everything is separative thinking. This is what you are trained to do from birth. Why? Who is responsible for this? Somebody is. We have to start thinking outside the box. That's why they said that. Where do you think that saying comes from? Think outside the box. Think about it. That is their way of telling you, what does think outside the box mean? It means unconventional thinking. That's what somebody tells you when you're missing something. You can't put your finger on it, tell you, well, think outside the box. Why choose that phrase? Because the creator of the phrase understood the reality, our boxality of our existence. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do when you listen to this lecture. Stop bullshitting and think outside the box. Stop being scared of being corrected. That's cowardice. We want to lead the example for the youth, then we should show the example that we should show the youth that black men and women, we can differ in ideologies. We can differ in approaches. As long as we don't differ in the ultimate goal. Liberation of us, then all. This is about humanity. So I just want to free my people. Then what? Half of our people don't know what the fuck to do once they get free. That's another thing. Help the youth to what? We don't have any infrastructure. We don't got nothing set up. The economics, some of us doing pockets. They're talking about this, and then you hear the Israelite brothers, well, I'm from this camp, I'm from this camp, I'm from this camp. How you inviting people in and saying that we God's chosen and it's 197 different camps? Okay, which one of y'all did God choose? And every one of y'all will say we doing it the right way. How can I be a part of that when I don't even know which camp to go to? Which one to sound more righteous? What if these niggas just talk real good for the moment and then I find out the ones that sound righteous ain't shit? Anybody could sound righteous. Right now, I could just be sounding righteous. That's why I don't go for the righteous approach. I tell y'all, look it up. You think I ain't on, look. Everything I tell you, it show you is right there in your face. Look for yourself. That's all I want you to do. I'm encouraging you to use your mind. I could be right about the moon. I could be wrong about the moon. But you don't know. You don't got a clue. You'll just sit there, argue with me, and pretend you do. And try to sound smart in front of the chick you want to have sex with. But really, you don't know nothing. Ain't read nothing. Ain't studied nothing. Why do we do that? And then the first thing people say is, and I hear this all the time, don't judge me. I'm smarter than you think. Because I correct something you say, you assume that I think you're not smart. Get to know me. You'll see I'm real outspoken. I'll just say, bro, you ain't that smart. If I feel like that, but I just have a way of, sometimes because I try to add humor to it, but I really don't look down on anyone. I try to incite you all to think. Just think of what you're saying before you say it. There's an actual thing that happened. And then say what I said here. Your philosophy, ideology, theory, religion has to hold up to science. If you're going to tell the people that the blood moon is part of the prophecy, then you should be able to talk science about the moon. Don't mix reality with your religion. It's more believable. If you ain't got no science and no history to back up your religious claims, then you just somebody else believing. Haven't we had enough of blind belief? It's how we ended up on the damn boat, just believing. And y'all still can't tell me how you believe in Jesus and they brought you here on the boat, Jesus. And y'all got all kind of dumb excuses for that. It's separative thinking. So what have we learned today? If you're white, stop fucking saying you're not racist, knowing that you don't have the balls to do any fucking thing. You're not going to say anything. You're not going to stand up for anything. You try to get political, sound smart, and hide behind politics. When really it's your inadequacy to get up off your ass, stand for what you really believe in. You say you're an American. You say you care about the country and you don't care about color. Well, the people who are in control of your country, they fucking care about color. So are you going to keep pretending you don't see it? Or are you going to grow a fucking pair, stand up for what's right, and tell every one of your fellow white friends who are not doing the same, hey, you know what? You're a piece of shit because you see it like I see it and you're not man enough to say something or do something. And I'm not asking anybody to go out of there and do something radical and endanger their family. But when you understand that none of this shit really matters, then you understand that your family going to be all right anyway because none of this shit really matters. You might as well stand for something. Even if you could just do the littlest. Start with your church. Start with people that you hear saying things that you know ain't right. Stop acting like it. Stop knowing Al Kelly piss on kids and say he could sing good. Stop with the shenanigans and then want to turn around and say somebody mistreating you. See, I'm on my people too. We be the first to holler injustice, but we don't want to do shit. And that's an overgeneralization because there's a lot of Africans, black men in the trenches. Women too. Just like it's a lot of white people that y'all may not think who really is, and I ain't talking about no fucking Black Lives Matter either. Y'all to put on a t-shirt and support that and then tell me it's a conspiracy theory. Motherfucker, George Soros ain't no conspiracy theory. That's his shit and he ain't us. So black lives don't matter. Just look. Live your life. Enjoy it. Love who you want to love. I don't care if you black and have a white woman. I don't care if you white and have a black person. What I do care about is don't become something you not because of somebody you think you like. Meaning, if you black and choose to be with a white woman, that doesn't mean you have to turn on like that and then just switch up your dress code and start going to the Bratfest and with the guys on Saturday. I mean, just be you, whoever that is. Don't change that for nobody else because of what people say is blackness. If you know you care about black people and you down for it, you don't have to act no certain kind of way. You can be as weird as you fucking want to. I don't care. What I do care about is when you see people get involved with people of the other race and they try so hard to become something they're not, they lose sight of who they are. And none of us really know who we are. Separative thinking. I prove you don't know who you are. How you learn how to dress? Any of us. TV. The only reason why you wear what you wear, because your dress code is a combination of several people that you've seen and you like and admire. And you try to find the coolest way to steal their shit without them knowing it. And then you tell people, I'm original, I do me. Bro, every pair of jeans I buy, it's like 50-something pair of jeans laid out there in rows. I'm not naive enough to believe that once I bought my pair, they just took the rest of them and threw them in the back. So no, you bought pair number 37 out of pair 200 and whatever the fuck. We all do the same shit. Why? Because we get it from the tail live vision. Our entire identity comes from movies and music. And the movies and music are there to sabotage our brain because they come out on Tuesday to wage war on you. See how everything's connected, but you all put it in separate boxes. So you can't see what's going on because you got everything separate. You got to look in this box and remember what's in this box. No, it's all the same thing. Deal with it accordingly. I don't like Christianity for the same reason I don't like no other religion. Same shit. I think Jesus is just as fake as all the other deities that they... And I think that Jesus is just a carbon copy of the African religion. Or the African spiritual belief system or some religion. You believe in Moses and the Ten Commandments. It is my firm belief that the Ten Commandments came from the laws of Ma'at, or the 42 negative confessions. And people could argue that. Because you're trying to think separatively. You could believe what you want to believe, just don't sabotage everybody else's beliefs. I got a problem when the Hebrew Israelites say that we're all like this. All the Americans, all the African Americans here are Hebrews. No, don't say don't all know nothing. I identify with Kemet. What a man identified with in his soul is what he is. If we all can agree that we've been here before, and my soul resonates with Kemet, then who are you to tell me I'm a Hebrew Israelite, or a Christian, or a Muslim, or whatever? And I'm talking a region. I'm not talking religion. Religion is a man-made construct. One of y'all don't get that. Y'all reading through books that men wrote, trying to tell me what really happened. That's why I'm not heavy on books. I do lectures, bro, and people will say, so you don't read? No, I can read like crazy. But I prefer to look at the guy who's teaching me and see what I can gather from that. I like to deal with the masters and the top dogs. If I'm wrong for that, then redirect my information and tell me that is inaccurate. And watch how I behave. When one of y'all catch me on something, when and if that happens, and somebody say you put out something that's not accurate, I need to know how you figure, prove it. You prove that, okay. Peace to the God. I learned something, and I appreciate you for that lesson. The only time I'm ever, aggressive is when the lesson comes with it. When I met with aggression, I'm not a passive dude. As they say, I ain't starting it, but I ain't ducking it type deal. I'm not really ducking it, and I don't want no discord with anybody for that matter, especially not anybody of my own kind. But even just trying to pursue knowledge and be knowledgeable and get a knowledge to your people. I have people that threaten me with violence and insinuate that they want to do harm to me because I'm trying to enlighten my people. And to those people, I say, get to know me better. You'll understand two things. First and foremost, I love everybody. I don't mean no harm. Second is, if that's the door you open with me, be prepared, because I don't call nothing off. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a man, woman, or child, and that's probably a fault to me. It may be how I end my time on this particular journey, because sometimes I'm too hot-headed. But it's rare that I'm gonna be the one, because I don't really start nothing. I'm not gonna ever approach anybody aggressively out of pocket awful just because I feel like it. So the altercation I have is gonna be somebody said something to me or did something to me in that fashion. I pride myself on not being the starter. So if I'm not the starter, I'm usually not gonna be the one to stop it. Now I'm not saying I can be wrong, and I come to my senses and admit that. But I think it's cowardice. If I want to exchange information and sharpen each other's sword, as they say, and you want to stab me with the sword, nah. That ain't what scholars do. That ain't what kings do. Everybody screaming they kings or gods and all this. Let's get to some kingly, godly behavior. And I'm not always on point with that. But as y'all can see, I'm in front of this camera trying. I'm striving. And the one thing about me is, even if I don't hold some of the behaviors, if I don't exhibit to a T some of the behaviors before I have these speeches or these lectures, once I double back and watch them, every time I have to refine my behavior because I can't live in hypocrisy. So you may have known me before and say, oh, he's trying to act like that. He ain't even like that no more. Be around me now, you'll be like, oh, he still got that same thing, but he different now. And people say, you changed. Why haven't you? I'm 41. I haven't seen you in 5 years. Were you expecting the same guy? We speak without thinking. But I just love rocking with y'all. And my sister, one of the sisters, told me, she said, "Oh, big bruh, you need to shorten them joints up because the attention span over 30 minutes." And I know that, and that's sad that. And the sister wasn't wrong for telling me that. She's trying to probably even say, I would probably watch you a little bit more if they was a little bit shorter, but I'm busy. And I get that. People busy with their thing. And I say this, for me, I'm hella busy. I go to the gym every day. I know that's an hour to 2 hours every day where I can have a lecture on while I'm getting fit. If a lot of y'all play video games. A lot of y'all like to spark want to play the game. Okay. If I spark want to play the game, and you can ask anybody this, I turn the volume down on the game and have a lecture on. What's wrong with that? Now, cats will sit here and play the game for 3, 4, and 5 hours. I know I've been that dude for years. And then they'll tell me, I just don't be having time for no lecture, bro. Or and then somebody I know who play the game a lot, like, did you check the lecture out? I ain't get to it, but I'm going to, God. Bro, I know you played the game. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't down to nobody. What I'm saying is, like, at some point, you got to start caring about something. How about this? I've been telling people that know me, think about this. Y'all don't even think about this. And then we're going to get about it. I'm going to wrap it up. People that know me know I've been kicking this type of what y'all call conspiracies, religion, whatever the case. I've been kicking this for years, telling people which direction the government was headed and what kind of stuff they was going to pull. And even I remember when they did the food stamp thing and the government shut down a couple years back, I was sitting in Harold's Chicken. And I was kicking politics with some of the older brothers back and forth. And I was stating my position saying that they was doing test runs and they was finna pull a big one. I said that years ago. Now we're looking at government shut down over a wall and all this old. My point is, if somebody like me, who spent 7 years in the penitentiary, no college education, is intuitive and intelligent enough to put the pieces together on what could potentially happen in a 2, 3, 4, 5 year time frame,